We've all been there, right? Those moments you wish you could just do over. But how do you actually talk about them in English so you don't sound like you're reading from a textbook? Well, today we're going to dive into the language of regret. Honestly, mastering this is one of those key things that's going to make your English sound so much more fluent and natural.
We're going to kick things off with this really powerful sentence. Just listen to it. If only I had stayed in my country. Now, what's so interesting here is the story behind this sentence. And trust me, understanding that story is the secret to unlocking the grammar.
So, who's the person who said this? His story is actually our key to figuring out 3 different, really natural ways to express regret, just like a native speaker would.
Okay, so this is my friend Amin. He is a super smart engineer from Morocco, graduated from a fantastic school, and he'd even landed a pretty good job back in Casablanca. But he just felt like he could be earning more. So, full of hope, he made that huge decision to emigrate to Canada, chasing that bigger and better opportunity.
But, reality didn't quite match the dream. As soon as he got there, he was just hit with this incredible wave of homesickness. The new culture was a real shock, and trying to integrate felt, in his own words, quite impossible. And it was out of all that frustration and sadness that he said those words we started with. If only I had stayed in my country.
And that right there, that brings us to our very first grammatical structure. In that moment of really deep regret, Eamon used the phrase, if only. So, let's break down exactly how this works.
Here it is again. This is such a classic, powerful way to express a really strong wish that the past was different. It's just packed with emotion, isn't it? So the big question is, how do you build a sentence like this for yourself?
Well, the formula is actually pretty simple. You start with if only. That signals this big, heartfelt wish. Then you add your subject, I, you, he, whatever. Now here's the key part. You use had plus the past participle of your verb, like stayed. That combo, had stayed, is what we call the past perfect, and it's what locks this regret firmly in the past, a past you can't change. If only I had stayed.
And you can see the pattern perfectly in these examples. You missed the bus? If only I had woken up earlier. Got a terrible score on an exam? If only I had prepared better. See? It's the same structure every single time, and it's used to express that deep wish about something specific that already happened.
But wait, Amin's story isn't over. He also used a second structure, one that's just as common, to talk about a slightly different shade of regret. Let's take a look at how this one works.
He also said this, I should have looked for a better job there. Now, this doesn't feel like just a wish, does it? It's more like you're giving advice to your past self. It really implies that you know you made a mistake, a bad decision.
And the formula for this one, it's even simpler. All you need is your subject, then the phrase should have, and then the past participle again. I should have looked. You should have called. It's a really direct way of pointing a finger at a past mistake, like giving yourself advice way too late.
So let's look at our other situations with this new lens. Missed the bus? I should have set my alarm. Bad test score? I should have studied harder. So here's the really crucial difference. If only feels like a sad, emotional wish. Should have feels more like you're recognizing a specific error you made.
All right, you ready for the next level? Our third structure is a little more advanced. This is the one Amin used to connect his past decision directly to his present unhappiness. You use this when a past regret is having a real impact on your life right now.
This is what he said, and it's a perfect example of connecting those dots. If I had looked for a better job in Morocco, that's the past regret, I would be happy now, and that's the present result. See, he's linking a past action directly to a present feeling.
Think of this structure like a bridge through time. It's got 2 parts. The first part, the if part, uses that same past perfect we saw earlier, if I had, to talk about the past. Then the second part uses would plus a simple verb to describe the result, the consequence, in the present. Past and present linked together in one super powerful sentence. Let's try another one that might hit close to home. The past mistake, you didn't save money. The present result, you can't afford that new phone you want. So, to connect them, you'd say, if I had saved money, I would be able to buy a new phone now. It links the cause and the effect perfectly.
Okay, enough of me talking. You've seen the 3 main ways to express regret. Now it's time to put what you've learned into practice. Let's do a quick round. It's your turn to build the sentences.
All right, first one up, here's the situation. I didn't apply for the scholarship, and now I can't study abroad.
How would you express that regret, starting with if only? Go on, take a second to think.
Did he get it? If only I had applied for the scholarship. You need that had plus the past participle of apply, which is applied. Yes, fantastic job.
Okay, number 2. The situation. I ate too much and now I feel sick. This time, try using the should have structure. What advice would you give your past self?
And the answer is, I should have eaten less. You got the subject, I, followed by should have, and the past participle of eat, which is eaten. Nice one.
And for our last one, let's try the advanced one, the bridge. The situation is, I didn't practice English and now I can't communicate well. How do you link that past mistake to the present result?
And here it is. If I had practiced English more, I would be able to communicate better now. See the two parts? The past regret, had practiced, and the present consequence, would be. You nailed it. Fantastic.
So, look, we've covered the grammar, but here's the bigger idea. Language isn't just about a bunch of rules. It's about how we reflect on our lives. Now you have the tools to talk about the past. So the real question is, what are you going to learn from it? And what will you do differently next time? I really hope this explainer helps you do just that.